Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TankNiplz YouTube channel, and welcome back to another episode of Subway Surfers. In the last episode, we did purchase a board for 75,000 coins. So in this episode, we were focusing on rebuilding our money and, well, completing missions. And as you can see, I started with 500 and I've just got 5,000 there. And then I've just got a further 3,000. So I've made 8,000 off the rip from doing nothing, and that's like the gift and the curse of this game. You can get coins a lot easier now, but it also takes a lot of the hard work and the fun out of it, I suppose, maybe. But for me, I'd say it takes a lot of the hard work out of it because I've got to do a lot of episodes of the series to complete the series. So it actually makes my life a lot easier because I can finally finish the series at some point, which obviously I still don't know if I will do because I'm not even halfway through the game, I don't think, because to complete it, I would have to complete all the missions and collect all the characters and boards, not including the updates and the temporary ones, just the ones that are built there from the start. I did speed this video up for you, hoping it would make it a bit less draggy and a bit more enjoyable. This recording was originally 15 minutes. I've narrowed it down to 9 minutes. So maybe that's a bit more bearable for people. I mean, the world has a lot of short attention spans these days, and content right now has got to be right in your face. I prefer the old way of doing YouTube videos, back in 2015 onwards. But once we got after lockdown, the whole world changed. Unfortunately, the whole world changed, didn't it? If only I was 10 years older, but I'm not. So I've got to live with it, haven't I? So I was just focusing on doing missions and rebuilding my coin collection. I think this first run I wasn't really doing many missions because I had to use a number of head starts, and you can only use 3 at one time, so I had to wait for my next run before I could do that. So this is just me collecting coins. So while I'm doing this, let me talk to you about some life updates. This is where I might give some life updates. If you watch any of my previous videos, you might know Monday was pretty cool because on my lunch break at college, I was in HMV, which is a shop in England. If you're from England, you know what HMV is, right? Bear in mind, I live in Newcastle, and I ran into and met probably the most famous WWE referee, Charles Robinson. This man has refereed John Cena's matches. This man, I think, has refereed The Rock's matches, if not knows The Rock, right? This is just if you're not a WWE fan. If you're a WWE fan, you know who Charles Robinson is. He's the guy with the blonde hair. He's the guy in the meme when he runs all the way down the ring because the ramp is that friggin' big. I met him in Newcastle. You're probably thinking, why? Well, that is because they are doing a UK tour and a Europe tour where they come, obviously, to do house shows, not televised shows, but house shows. They are doing some televised shows. For example, on Monday, they're going to be in Belfast. On Friday, they're going to be in London, And the day before London is Newcastle, Thursday, tomorrow, which is where I'm going. Which is why I wasn't that surprised to see him here, but also at the same time, he's here. So I'm amazed. And obviously, I'm like, well, why are they here? They're travelling the rest of the UK. All the superstars have got shows to be at tonight that aren't in Newcastle. Well, obviously, I realised that they don't need the referees for every single referee for every show. So maybe Charles Robinson is the only one doing the Newcastle show, or maybe there's someone else. But anyways, he obviously didn't have to work anything else. So he came to Newcastle early, and I'm so glad he did. And I'm so glad I was where I was at that time, because the chances are just so low. Yet I managed to bump into Charles Robinson, get a photo. I didn't want to be one of these fake fans who come up, ask for a photo and walk away. I said hello to the guy, I shook his hand. I told him he was one of the greatest referees of all time. I'm sure he already knows that, and I'm sure he gets that a lot. But then I politely asked for the photo, and I didn't just leave it there. I continued, I shook his hand again, and I was like, wow, and I fully had a full-on conversation with him. The guy asked us, because obviously he's not from here, he's from America. He asked us where, to find certain things. We talked about the weather. We talked about the show. He obviously asked if I was coming to the show. And I told him where I'm sitting, which if you don't already know, I'm sitting second or third row, which is mental, right? Because normally, even at a house show, those cost hundreds of pounds. But, I managed to wait till the week before because I was unsure on going because I've already went twice. I went October 2024 and August 2025. So I'm like, do I go January 2026? When I've been recently, it's not a big, massive, important show. It does cost a lot of money. It gets more expensive every time, which I'm not happy about, WWE and TKO. And it's right after Christmas and a month before my girlfriend's birthday. I might not have all the money in the world. Is it a good expense? So I left it. And then it was the week before, and I was looking, and I thought, fuck it, should I just look at, the price of a good seat? And it was £96, which when I went in October 2024, I was sat on the left side, but like at the very back in the stands for 50 quid. And then in August of 2025, it was the exact same seat, not even joking, not even on purpose, the exact same seat, but this time for £70. It was £20 more expensive. So for a further 20 this year, you'd think I'd be sat in the same seat. Wrong. I am either second or third row. I say second or third because it's like row B, section C or something like that. So like, does that mean I'm second row in the third section? Or am I third row in the second section? I've got no clue. But I guess we'll find out when I'm there. Maybe I could be a complete idiot and got it completely wrong, and maybe I'm further back than I thought I was. And I'll just kill myself, to be honest. That would be really embarrassing. But yeah, I fully walked out the shop with Charles Robinson, and like, it's mental. I wonder if he ran into anyone else. I wonder if he remembers me. He was looking for something that we couldn't find in the shop, so I was gonna order one and bring it to him at the show, hopefully, if I could. But I couldn't get my hands on it in time, and I don't trust that they will allow me to give it to him. And obviously, if I can't give it to him, it would be a massive waste of time. So that was my dream to do it, but it's not going to happen. But hopefully I see him again. I'm like, yo, it's me from HMV. I was going to get a haircut because my hair's ridiculously long right now. But now I'm not going to do it because I want the guy to recognise me. I want him to go, oh my God, you were the guy I saw on HMV the other day. And he learnt my name, and I didn't even tell him it. I was wearing my college lanyard at the time, and I had my name on it. He saw a lanyard and assumed I worked there. I went, oh no, I don't work here. This is for college. And he read it and said my name. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm acting like I've just met John Cena. But it's Charles Robinson, to the referee. Imagine how I'd feel. I think if I met John Cena, I wouldn't be able to talk. John Cena is responsible for almost everything in my life, because if it wasn't for seeing who John Cena was in the Fred Figglehorn film and then looking up John Cena and watching his wrestling matches, that got me into WWE. And, I mean, WWE is almost everything that I like now. WWE got me into liking my own things, which eventually has led me to making YouTube channels, Like, he is basically responsible for everything in my life. And if I had to pick one idol, I'd pick John Cena. And I think he's a great idol. He's a great human being. He's a mega athlete. He epitomizes hard work and humility. And I think, I don't know what I'd do if I was stood in front of John Cena. But here I was stood in front of Charles Robinson, having an actual conversation, not being fake and just asking for a photo. I didn't know how to function with the rest of my day after that. I was supposed to be going around shops and doing stuff, and I didn't know how to function, to be honest. Like, my mind was just focused on, I've just met and spoke to Charles Robinson. What is going on? Mental. I know a lot of people will think this is an overreaction, and it's not that deep. I feel that deeply about it, I'll be honest, because I'm from Newcastle. We don't get a lot of famous people here. We have some, but when people from here are famous, they don't live here no more, yeah? Sting, he's from here. Don't live here no more. Alan Shearer, I'm pretty sure I don't live here anymore. Anton Deck, most definitely do not live here anymore. And apart from that, I mean, who else we got? We've got Pac from AEW. He's from here. To be fair, one of the lead singers in... who was it? The Rolling Stones. Lead singer in the Rolling Stones is from here. I think someone from AC/DC is from here. But it's not really heard of. Like, no one comes to England and talks about Newcastle. They talk about London, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool. Everywhere before Newcastle, we're considered small, even though we're one of the big ones. And it's a real shame. So I'm really pleased. And honestly, even though I'm 18 now, I'm always a kid inside. So that was fun. That's my update, and this is my video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like if you did like it. Leave a comment to get the engagement up. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.